Hello, guys. Here with Dollar Dec on the very, very first Bloody Shamrock podcast. Something we've been talking about doing for 3 years. I can't think of a better man to have on than a guy we've been dealing with for 3 years and nearly seeing every weekend for the last 3 years. If you don't know Dollar Dec, he's a boxer, grappler, coach, gym owner, fighter manager, cage legacy promoter.
Most a little bit of everything, Steve.
A little bit of everything. So we're here mainly to talk about the show you've got coming up in 7 days' time, which is an absolute cracker. But I just wanted to ask you first about a few of the guys that have been fighting over the last few weeks, because a lot of these guys have been through that cage legacy cage, and some of them look like they're going to be potential superstars.
So many lads who are in our rankings and have won amateur MMA titles have gone on to bigger and better things. We had Matisse fighting on Brave. We had Glenn McVeigh who fought on Brave. Cage Warriors, all the lads went on to Cage Warriors. John, Jack, Pedro, Bellator. The list goes on and on.
I know. I just said about Matisse and Glenn, they were flipping 2 tough fights that they had.
Tough fights, very tough fights. Credit to both lads. Yeah, credit to
Glenn. He's had 2 tough fights in his debut for Brave. So
yeah, not afraid to take a fight. That's the way to go. Highest of respect for Glenn. Yeah, it's a big show, Brave, and all the lads at Brave are doing great work as well. It's brilliant promotion, yeah.
Matisse flipping, they give a shock to a former AMA world champion.
Matisse is a fucking animal. Shout out Matisse.
Shout out to Matisse. And of course, you got Decky McAleenan, who had a flipping cracker fight on Cage Warriors last week, and Ian Gary, who's just his the highlight reel that kid's putting together. Like most pro fighters wouldn't even have that in their career so far.
Yeah, Decky McAleenan, amazing. Decky McAleenan was the former professional featherweight champion at Cage Legacy and signed to Cage Warriors then. And since he went to Cage Warriors, he's always in. Every fight Decky's in is going to be a cracker of a fight.
I know. I thought his striking looked fantastic last week. Really did. And Ian, what else can you say about Ian? Anyone that's
Ian Gary, well, he's going to be next for I seen Paddy Pimblett. I don't know. I've seen a little young Paddy Pimblett signed to the UFC. So I think Ian Gary will be the next Cage Warriors fighter. Definitely signed to the UFC, yeah?
Yeah.
If he gets his belt, without a doubt.
Definitely. I think this next fight, he wins that. He's straight off the UFC because he's got
I think he will win it, no doubt. Confidence is the key, and he's very confident.
Plus, he's very marketable, and like he's just... Yeah, what else can you say about him? He's a great lad. So we'll move on to talk about what we're really here to talk about, which is Cage Legacy, the aftermath. So it's been a few years since you've been able to put on an MMA show.
Yeah, the last show we were able to do was Cork, in May 2019. Yeah. So, where the time has gone by, the corona has affected a lot of people, a lot of gyms, and now we're coming back with like a new protocol and a new setup, and because of COVID and the recent world pandemic, we have to make some changes, but we're ready to go. This day next week, we have an amazing show set up, lined up for the fans to enjoy. Brilliant fights on the card, 5 professional fights, 2 domestic title fights. Every fight on the card is amazing.
Yeah. Let's talk about a few of those fights you've put together. I know you're short on time today because you're that busy a man.
Flat out.
Especially coming
I'll always take time out. This is the first podcast, so I couldn't say no, you know.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. And I'm sure I'll get to talk to you after the whole thing's over and you'll be a bit more relaxed and stuff too.
Get you down next week, like you said. Get them down. Bring them down.
Yeah, thank you very much. What was I going to say? So it's actually probably the first thing I want to mention is the ladies fights, because I think ladies MMA in Ireland is really taken off. And
exactly. I think that's very good that you hit that point straight away. I think the exact same. Right now, ladies MMA in Ireland is absolutely booming. Even the girls we have on the card is amazing right now, because we actually have 2 girls fights in the bantamweight division. So that means already that's you know what I mean?
Like so semi-finals nearly.
Yep. That's exactly what the plan is. So both girls come through, they get a win against each other, and hopefully they'll fight each other on the next show.
So if I get it right, it's Shide Newland versus Eliot Sheridan. Is that right?
Yeah, Sarah Eliot Sheridan. Sarah is from SBG Charlestown, and Sinead is representing Straight Blast Gym headquarters.
I know. The first time I see Sinead was that Cage Legacy Tala, and flip me. That was
Sinead the Grenade.
She was in the K1 fight. It was that stage. I don't think she's had her MMA debut yet.
Lola Safranova in a kickboxing fight, on Cage Legacy.
I remember that. That was cracker. I have some good photos from that one.
The two of them are just biting down the gum shield and throwing bombs.
I think ladies' fights, that's even boxing, Muay Thai, everything. It's always just.
The girls always bring it. UFC, a lot. I love the girls.
That's girls are class, man. It's great to see. It really is. Then Fia versus Sarah Carney.
And then we have Sarah Carney. I'm originally from Tallaght, and Sarah Carney is from Tallaght, Rossfield. She fights out Paddy Houlihan's gym. She's against Faye McGuire, who's Arden McGuire and Jack McGuire's sister from MMA Cork. Another amazing fight. Amazing.
I've seen her a few times. Fia is very impressive now. I've seen her up.
So, like, even now, the way we're working it with the pay-per-view, it's a tenner. You watch all the fights. You're going to be shown everywhere around the world. So this is great exposure for the girls and everybody else on the card. It's great exposure.
Brilliant. And we'll wrap that up at the end. We'll tell everyone where to go get that and stuff.
No problem.
We'll fly into the the pro fights. Some of these are real crackers.
All these professional fights, like if Bellator were here, there was no Corona, Bama was still going, Cage Warriors are here. These are the fights they will be putting on. So we have these fights on now this day next week. The main event will be Leon Hill against Paul Lehane. Everyone in the Irish MMA scene and Europe and even the world knows these guys. These are high level amateurs who are now in the professional ranks.
Yeah. And Leon Hill, he's 0-1 as a pro, but he took that fight on Cage Warriors on about 1 or 2 days' notice. Whenever he tested positive for
Corona. 2 days' notice. He was there to help the lads in fight camp.
That's right.
Ian Gardy, if I'm not mistaken. Then he jumped in. I know Leon since Leon was a young lad. Leon would fight you in 20 minutes. So
that's class.
When Leon took that fight, it didn't surprise me.
But I think he was quite disappointed in that fight. But I thought he'd put in a cracking performance.
Yeah, tremendous. To be able to do that in 2 days now was one of the biggest shows in the world. To step in, I think the lad was 5-1. Like, he wasn't a debut, and he gave his all. You know what I mean? Yeah,
absolutely.
Super proud.
And then he's coming in against Pat, who's making his debut, and Pat's cracking wee striker, cracking wee grappler, and has really progressed the last few years.
Another animal, SBG Cork. He was the former Cage Legacy featherweight champion. Pat always comes to fight. He always comes to fight.
And he's kind of a Cage Legacy stalwart. He's been there around the scenes for a long time.
Liam, all the lads have always supported Cage Legacy. Now Pat is making his professional MMA debut on Cage Legacy. So super excited for him against Leon. Everyone's talking about that fight. That's the fight everyone's talking about.
I know, that's the one I was going to say to you. This is probably the one I'm most excited about. And then you got Scott Harvey making his pro debut. Scott's
another massive one. So Scott Harvey has been around the game for a long time.
Yeah.
SBG, Conor McGregor's striking coach, Owen Roddy, SBG Charlestown. He has an amazing group of fighters there. Him, One Hit Management, Paul, all the lads. Scott Harvey was meant to fight in Cage Legacy a couple of times, but now it's making his professional MMA debut, which is a big one. Everyone's eagerly waiting for this one as well.
He'd be a sparring partner of Leah and all as well, wouldn't he?
Yeah, sparring partner. Leah will be the presenter next weekend as well with Paddy Houlihan. Scott would be a sparring partner of Leah's,
not too sure.
Oh, Scott will be. This is a long time coming. It's super exciting.
Yeah.
Scott,
No, say they've. Like, he's got a record of 3-4 of it. It's like a lot of those came way back early. He's fighting guys like Paul Hughes early in his amateur career. In the last few years, he's
been around for a long time. Yeah,
I know he had a loss there on Cage Conflict, was it, against Matthew Eliot? But that was quite controversial. So you know, Matthew Eliot, as I say, made his debut last week and won on Cage Warriors. So it'd be an interesting one to even make down the line.
Yes.
That's so we got Kenny Machuana, another stalwart of the Irish MMA scene. I can't believe this guy's a lightweight when you look at him. He's like he's long, he's lean.
He's a unit. Kenny is a unit. The size of him, he's a beast.
Does he make 155? I don't know.
Another high level fighter, and Kenny with Dino and the lads in CMAC, and now also with SBG. So he's making his professional debut. He's been around the amateur game a long time, has MMA titles, very exciting, and he's taken on Matthew Zara from Team Phantom.
Yeah. Phantom, they're sort of they kind of go under the radar, but they flip and churn out some hardy boys.
Phantom, shout out to Pavel, super work, all the guys up in Phantom. Any MMA fighter that ever comes is always ready and always coming to bring a fight. So that's going to be another one. Every fight on this card is amazing. And
then even Mulholland, will Chenchek next, flipping Mulholland. He's 0-2 at Cage Warriors, but again, he's lost to 2 absolute flipping.
Exactly. He had
weapons. He fought
Cage Warriors, fought in Cage Warriors twice.
Nathan Fletcher, he lost to in Cork, and he nearly actually had him in a real deep rear naked choke in that fight.
Jack McGuire.
And then Jack McGuire in his other Cage Warriors fight. So he's fought 2 really good guys. And I think
he's taken on Camille out Chris Fields' gym.
Team KF flipping the most progressive
Team KF,
gym.
you get me? I don't even have to say anything really. Team KF. Everybody knows already. Chris, Tom King, all the team up there, Dylan Chuk, everybody like Leon's there.
And then you've got all them boys that are about
Gary,
to turn pro,
James
like Taka and Shelley.
Shelley.
It's crazy.
Madness.
Like that pro team in a few years' time is going to be ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a credit to the lads and a credit to the coaches and stuff.
Yeah. So that's what I'm really looking forward to. Camille, as I say, he beat Len McVeigh in an amateur title fight up at Cage Conflict.
Yeah, Camille was my fighter, Francis. So I have full power gym also. Francis went against Camille before as well. So yeah.
That's right.
Plenty of experience Camille has. Camille will be more than ready coming in with that team behind him and the experience behind him. Yeah. And Kieran as well, Fight Academy Ireland. So, when you're training up there, you're going to come into a fight.
They're hardy boys. This FAI is another team that's really just churning out the boys.
High level, FAI, like amazing. Liam, Pat, all the team up there. Amazing work what they're doing. Brilliant.
You've got a few of them boys. And then you got obviously you just mentioned Fran, he's making his pro debut. It's great to see.
Yeah, Francis O'Brien is making his professional MMA debut now. He's taken on Nikolai Ivanovic. He's Croatian, but he trains in Mayo.
Yeah, and that's like you've well matched that fight with sort of similar sort of amateur records and
similar records. Both lads were thinking about turning pro and waiting for the right opportunity, and then this came up.
That's it. I think it's the case of Fran is he's what age is Fran? 32, 33?
Fran's 32, 33, yeah.
And he was a late comer to the game.
Now he wants to go for it.
Yeah.
He's mentally in the right frame of mind. He's ready for this. So if he's ready and that's what he wants to do, we sat down, we spoke about it. He wanted to do it. We were going to wait 1 or 2 more amateur fights, but with the pandemic and the way things are going, we're like, wait, this is it now. Let's go for it.
No, that's fantastic to see. As I said, you might as well have a go at it. One chance in your life, and you don't want to have any regrets. So, fair play to Fran. Fair play to Fran. And have I missed any of the pro fights?
I think we've done the professional fights.
So we did.
We missed one. We probably missed one, but don't worry. We're not going to miss any on the night. We're going to watch it.
Oh, that's true. And then we mentioned the 2 sets of brothers. There's 2 sets of brothers fighting each other. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, madness. So there's 2 sets of brothers out Fight Academy. There's a set of brothers out. There's actually 3 sets of brothers on the card.
Yeah.
2 sets of the brothers are twins.
Yeah.
So like I'm going to probably get a name or 2 mixed up here, right?
Yeah.
So probably won't. Right. So we have Garrett and Sean McCormick from Fight Academy Ireland.
Yeah, I know that boys. Units.
They're known as the Undertaker and Kane.
Yeah.
Right. So we have the Undertaker and Kane. And then we have the McCormick brothers, which is Sean and Chris McCormick. Yeah. And then we have the Luke. Now they're fighting each other. So then we have the Luco brothers who are twins, and the McCormick brothers are twins on the same card.
It's got to be a first or something.
I know. Take what you want from that, man. I'm telling you.
That's class. You could market a flip but fight event on that.
First, you know that. I don't think there has been 3 sets of brothers on one card or 2 sets of twins on the same card.
I know it's something that's that random. It's probably never even been thought of before. It's not crazy. And then you got a couple of amateur title fights. You got Alex O'Sullivan, this guy has the craziest amateur record you've ever seen. He's nearly hit third. This will be his 30th amateur fight.
Yeah, he has 20 wins. He has 9 losses. He's ranked number 1 or number 2 in Ireland and Europe. Alex has been at all the games representing Ireland. Yeah. Multiple medalist, multiple time champion. I think he's doing MMA since he's born. Yeah. Alex has been around. Alex is around. Everyone knows Alex O'Sullivan. And he'll be taking on Sean McConnell from Roddy's Club, SPG Charlestown. And like I said earlier, Sean is a high-level striker. Alex is an all-rounder. It could go anyway. I'm sure Sean's had been working on his grappling a lot lately. It's going to be an amazing fight. An amazing fight.
I'm looking forward to that. Well, Carl Raiden versus Jordan O'Neill. Carl's the reigning light heavyweight champion.
He is. Carl won the belt at Cage Legacy 9.
That's right. That was our first one. We were there.
Yeah. And
I'll never forget that day. We always talk about it.
Against Jordan from Combat Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah. And Jordan.
Both lads are huge. They're like big lads. They're coming in. The fight can end in the blink of an eye. Like one punch, one kick.
We've seen that of Jordan O'Neill before. He's had a few highlight knockouts, and he has a losing record, but it's very sort of you don't want to place anything on that
because it can be over in the blink of an eye. So you don't want to miss this.
Heavy hands, and Jordan's his grappling is really coming on too.
Remaining champion or a new champion on the night.
I'm looking forward to that. Who else have I wrote down? So you got like Gary Rooney, cracking wee grappler fight between Dylan.
Gary Rooney, another one. Like everybody on this card, like even the fight star, not the title fights, or not on the main card. Every single fight is amazing. Like you have Gary Rooney and Dylan O'Donovan. You have Eric Lugo and Taylor Quinn, Matthew White, Craig McGrath.
Yeah.
You have Shay Lee and Darryl Sullivan. Everybody on that card, the two girls fights. It's every fight, every single fight.
Oh man, I'm really looking forward to it. Can't wait to get down.
And it's MMA returning. So like, even if you did not know any of these fighters, like everybody should support this. Like this is MMA coming back. This is MMA's return. This is our country, Ireland. You know what I mean? Where it's back. This is Irish MMA coming back. So everybody should support.
I know, and it's even like MMA is one of the fastest growing sports in the world. We probably have new flipping fans that
you know,
new to MMA even since the last.
All of these guys that are on this card next week, one of them, two of them, could be all of them. One of these are going to be the next superstar. This is where they are born. This is where they grow. Support them from the start. Don't wait till it's too late.
Fair play to you guys for getting that platform for those guys to start these.
Thank you. Yeah, that's the number one goal at Cage Legacy. Well, number one, fighter safety. Number two, to give a platform from the very small age all the way up to showcase their skills. You know what I mean?
I know. And then on to the actual getting of the pay-per-view. What way would you direct people to fighters or Cage Legacy?
Or to get the pay-per-view, it's only €10. You can get it from cagelegacy.ie. You can get it in the Cage Legacy Instagram. It'll be in the bio. And then if you go to any fighter, if you know any fighter on the card, you can go to them and they have their own individual link, so you can support through buying their link off them.
That's brilliant. And your own sort of, you have a few lads on the card yourself. How's it been like getting the guys ready and stuff?
I have 6 full power fighters on the card. Yeah. I have, starting with Francis, sort of professional fighter. I have Francis, Matthew, Eric, Elvis, Vadim, and Alex.
And if you haven't been to Cage Legacy before, paying that tenner is probably worth it just to see Dollar Dec corner, because he is a very passionate man at the corner.
Oh, you got me there, Stephen. You're right. If you never sit and here, there's no crowd there, so you'll hear me. So pay €10 just to see me in the corner. I'm a bleeding psychopath. Sometimes I just get mentally, like, not on purpose. I don't mean it. It's like,
I've seen like kickboxing fights where you've been told to get back to your corner by the ref multiple times. And, it's just it's good crack.
I forget that.
Lar Bird chasing you back to the corner. You're like, oh, sorry.
No, Lar's always at. He's like, Deco, I'm fucking telling you. Sorry for cursing, Stephen. He's like, I'm telling you, go back to your corner. And I'm like, yeah, sorry. Boom, 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 boom.
Thought of rope shaking like
the Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah.
At least when my fighters know I'm there behind them, like any other coach would be. I'm just trying to give them that extra push, that extra little. It's no offense to like opposite fighters or coaches or anything like that. Like once the fight, like support, you know.
And you're not the worst. You hear the likes of Pat McAllister and Chris Fields and all.
You need that. Like you have to be like attached like that, you know.
No, that's brilliant, man. That's something I'm really looking forward to. It's been over a year now since I've even been at a show, so
I actually cannot wait when we're finished here today. The work that has gone into this has been amazing. Myself, Darren, there's not just us, there's then a whole crew, everyone that has done anything, yourself, anyone that has done podcasts, anyone that has helped with letters, references, work, anything behind the scene, even if it was something so small, without everybody helping and doing this, none of it would be possible. So thank you, everybody.
No, that's brilliant. And else you left to say, because I know you have to go on here in about a few minutes.
Just get that pay-per-view link. Don't leave it to the last minute. Oh, is this happening? Is that not happening? We're doing everything in our power to make this show happen.
And it is. So you just support the game because it's
support
really
Irish MMA. Get the link. It's €10. It's the price of like a bag of chips or something in the shop or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Make a bit of toast later on. Save that tenner and buy a virtual ticket for the show. Sit at home. It's going to have commentators, presenters, the whole lot. So it's like a show. It's like a TV show. So.
No, that's brilliant. I'm literally looking forward. I'll be there. Obviously, I can't wait.
I can't wait.
No, that's it, Dec. I say thank you. I'll let you run on, do your thing. You know, you got a bit of coaching, probably a bit more organising to do. But
anytime you want to do anything with me or any of the lads around, just give me a shout. And best of luck. And I hope this podcast blows up as much as bloody Shamrock did.
Well, I know it will because you're on it. So I know you're one of the best men on social media, so you're probably the best man to get on. So
thank you, bro. Send me a little clip out of this. We get promoting straight away.
Damn straight, lad. But I'll leave it to it. I'll see you next week, and I cannot wait.
See you later, bro. Right?
All right, dude.
Cheers. Next week.
Bye.